Hello, everyone. We're in the second section and we are about to review and practice what we know so far. So I'm going to try to queue up the second section. I don't know. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start at the first section. It's only about 4 minutes long. I think I'm not going to spend time avoiding that, and it'll help warm us up. So we're going to do the first section, and then we're going to do the second section, and then we're going to take questions about what folks happen, and we're going to what folks would like to review and practice. So that's the class for today. We're going to be a little short today, probably about 40 minutes long. We'll see what happens, maybe 45. Here we go. We're going to use Nancy Lucero's, one of Nancy Lucero's callings.
Yang Family Tai Chi Traditional Form. Prepare. Opening. Grasping the bird's tail. Ward off. Left. Ward off. Right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left knee brush and push. Hand strums the lute. Left knee brush and push. Right knee brush and push. Left knee brush and push. Hand strums the lute. Left knee brush and push. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist under elbow. Step back and repulse the monkey. 1, 2, 3, 4, diagonal flying. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left knee brush and push. Needle at C bottom. Fan through the back. Turn body and chop with fist. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Step up and grasp the bird's tail. Ward off, right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Cloud hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, single whip. High pat on horse. Right separation kick. Left separation kick. Turn body and left heel kick. Left knee brush and push. Right knee brush and push. Step up and punch down. Turn body and chop with fist. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Step up and right heel kick. left tame tiger, right tame tiger, turn body and right heel kick, boxing opponent's ears, step up and left heel kick, turn body and right heel kick, step up, parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands.
Closing.
Embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain.
And finish. All right. Oh, we lost Michael. Oh dear. Well, we'll see how that works.
Yeah,
Did you hear it? Did the calling come through?
It did, yes, it
Good.
did.
Good. All right. Yeah.
It felt to me like section 1 was slower than section 2 for some reason.
And section 1 is kind of the whole form seems to speed up a little bit as it goes through, and evidently that's what Master Yang does too. So it seems, especially the beginning, Grasp the Bird's Tail is quite slow compared to the Grasp the Bird's Tails later on. Yeah, so yeah, if you're picking that up, eventually you'll find your speed that you like, or you'll get into the slow speed and go, why are we speeding up now? The other thing that happens as time goes on is things to, whoops, that's my coffee. I mean my tea. Is it goes that your many people's stance gets longer and lower. And you understand there's a connection between that. If your body's getting lower, then where you're going to put that other foot is, you know, like if you're up here, right? If you're doing it conservatively with just a little bend in your knee, and you go to step out, it's only going to go so far. But if you're here, it's going to go this far, right? It's when you just naturally extend it, it's going to go further. So your stance is going to go longer. So if I'm here and I just this little tiny bend, right? Because I'm being very conservative. I'm just learning and I'm not sure of my balance or whatever, for whatever reason. And I step out for a bow step, right? I step out for a bow step and I'm going to root. I'm going to root naturally before I shift my weight, right? It's going to be this big. But if I'm down here and I go to step out, it's longer. I guess it'd be easier to see here. So when I'm it's hard for me to go up. So if I'm up here, it's right there, right? Where I could root. It's right there. It's over here. Well, it's actually over here, right? Because it's shoulder width apart. So it's way back here, right? It's way back here. So it's over here. But if I'm down here, it's here. So it's longer as I do it. So, and this, you tend to have something that takes you lower, like punch down. You know, it takes you. I don't know. I tend to go lower, and then where if you go lower, you stay lower. And the only place that that's really not true is later we do. Oh, I'm blanking. I'm blanking right now. Snake creeps down. We do this, and this is really low, right? Well, you don't stay that low, right? You don't stay that. You come right back up, but you're still probably lower right here than before you do this. And so that very end of the third section is just a little bit lower. So just so it gets a little lower over time, and it gets a little longer over time. It gets a little, yeah, I don't know. It's the way it is. It's the way people do it. So, so Erlyn, how did that feel? And what questions do you have? Because it looks like it's you and me.
Okay, so the first section, actually the slowness of it felt really good, actually. That was, I mean, I noticed it a lot between the first and the second section, but I think that like kind of your body's warming up, you get lower, you know, the closer your butt is to the ground, the farther out you'll step. I was definitely feeling that. But you know, I think that I just not as that steady on some things, and it's not because I don't know them in my head. It's because I just need to practice probably the whole form together, which I really haven't been doing much since we were working on section 2. I was really drilling section 2. So
Right.
it's really good to be able to do it all together, because I haven't done it all together in a long time.
And don't force yourself to go down lower. Going down lower will make you stronger, but it will also challenge your steadiness and your strength, all of which is good. But and some things will feel better a little lower, but you know, that's the other thing. Some people do at this stage, they're like, well, I want to go lower, I want to get stronger. I think it will happen. At some point, your body will want to go there because it will feel better to your body to do that. And on one day, you'll go lower than on another day too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think for me, a natural transition to going lower is during cloud hands, because after that single whip, I feel like I stay at a much lower level.
Yep.
After.
Yep. That sounds good. Hey, hey, Michael, looking good.
Good.
Yeah. So nice to see you again.
Yeah, I was trying. I went over to the clubhouse and tried over there, and it didn't work.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you're here. I have to tell everybody that I was doing it in airports, and sometimes I was doing it on rugs, even rugs that don't have much cushion under them. So much harder, especially at the end of the day when your legs are tired already. So much harder than and then I'd find a piece of floor, and it was so much easier. So I really feel for you folks who are on rug. I really do. It's a lot harder,
Now, one thing I learned last week, though, even on rugs, is during the transition to do a kick, if I move into my rooting leg and have it firm before I make any movements, then it becomes a little bit easier to kick. To make sure
yes,
I'm
this
totally
is that.
rooted. If I try to do two things at the same time, then I just fall over.
Right. I mean, you want to, and you're gonna do, I don't know, so like single whip or something, right? You
Right.
want to get, I'm not single whip, separation kick. You want to feel, number one, the head up. That's still February, right? Head up, that straight line, which you can kind of see for me. And that straight line, my left foot needs to feel like that bubbling well feeling. And that bubbling well feeling is, it may be centered here, but you feel your whole foot flat on the ground. And you want to be there. You want to be there with that feel. And then you shift that as you shift that weight, as you shift that weight and start to come up, you keep that bubbling well feeling. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it throughout that whole kick.
Right.
And that's brilliant, Michael. That's exactly what we want to do on all of those kicks. I also noticed something. I was looking at what Rita did last week, and I was watching her when she did her heel spin kick. And I think and a lot of us, sometimes I do it really, I don't even think about it, and I do it really naturally. And sometimes it's just terrible. And I think she is doing that with her whole heel pad. And I think I tend to be somehow behind it. It's like I'm trying to do it here instead of here, because her foot doesn't come up that far, you know, when she's spinning. So I'm just intrigued. I'm intrigued by that. She's spinning, you know, she's spinning on her heel, but she's spinning on all of this of her heel, you know, all of like the bottom of the heel. She's not spinning on an edge of the heel. And I that's what I saw. And she was spinning very smoothly. So I thought, oh, maybe I'm spinning too far back. I don't know if that's right or not. So I just watched her and I thought, well, I'm gonna go watch more, see what else. So how are we on section 2, and what would we like to work on? We have time.
Not doing any spins on this carpet.
No.
It hurts
No.
my knees.
Yeah, walk it around, Michael. I have my days when I walk it around. Walk it around, or
No, I mean, I'm doing spins on this carpet. It's just really hard on my knees.
it's just really hard on you. Yeah.
It pulls his knee way inwards, and then that starts to hurt.
No, don't do that. That's not a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, not on the carpet. Yeah. Even if you're in socks, it might not work. Yeah. Anything else that folks want to do? Yeah, Erlyn.
Okay, so this is sort of a general question though, so maybe there's something specific you can point to for me, but I think the position of my hands are questionable because I'm not sure what I'm presenting during the technique, what part of the hand, the angle of the hand, you know, and now it's getting to the point where, you know, I really want to get those things down.
So I was actually watching all of you, and I had the thought that something that would be really nice would be to go over again with any of the moves that we talking about what you're doing there, because that it's these subtle changes. Let's look at parry, block, and punch, because it occurs 9 times in the form. So I'm going to just do it this way, right? So I'm going to do it this way. But so, you know, this is my right hand over here, so I know it's reversed. But so you're going to come up here, and this is almost like it's a deflection. You know, it's a little bit like a rollback position, right? Right? Remember rollback like this, like that, right? So it's not a rollback position, really. I mean, but it's doing the same thing, right? So in this particular case, let's see, we're here. So we come up, no, we're here. Sorry. So we come up and we're like this. Now, what I want you to do at this moment, is be conscious of this point. Because what you're going to do, somebody's coming at you to punch you. And you're going to get your body, right? your body, which is only a little bit turned, right? Your torso, you're gonna turn it so you're a much smaller target. Not only are you turning it, but you're connecting with that punch right here. You're making this fist also to strengthen this part, right? And then you're deflecting to the side. Do you see that? That's what's happening. And there you're connecting with them and you're deflecting. Then they're gone. And you're coming back. And now it's this part that's going to do the exact same thing. This part right here, is going to connect and watch me turn. See, I turn out of the way so that it's going this way. My arm is between the opponent's arm. So if I get this one out of the way and then they try to, they don't go very far, but they miss me with their first, and then they hit at me with their other hand and I get them. Then now, and I put my hand in for that block, I've put their block towards their shoulder. Their hands are outside of me. That's how it works. Their hands are outside of me and I can punch them because they can't get to me. So in this particular case, so wait a minute. Here, is that right? Yes. No. This one. Thank you. I have such a hard time telling which one is which. So we come up here and now they're coming at us. We connect, we make, and then we're turning and they're going out, that hand's going out this way. Then if they or somebody else is getting me here because that didn't go so far, then this hand, by the way, swings so it can come back up. And this is just like you're going to throw a ball with this hand. It's just like in a brush knee, right? And then this one. You get rid of their hand and then you come back. So let's do it this way where you can also see it. So we're going to brush our left brush knee. I think you should be able to see it now. We come up and right here, I want you to get conscious of this. They're coming towards you, going to make the fist as you come down and you're connecting here. And there's a big turn of your upper body. Nice, Erlyn. And then as you come forward, it's the outside of your middle forearm of your right arm. And then as you stand on that right foot, just like Michael was talking about, 100 on the bubbling well, flat-footed, spin on it. I mean, just turn, rotate on it and put your other foot out and throw that block and root. And then you can come in because you've got both of their arms are gone. You can come in and punch. So that's an example where knowing what's happening exactly or what could be happening helps you get your hand, your arm in the exact right place. At least it does for me. Because if I think about connecting here, there's a subtle change in how my body looks. So when if you just see me do it like this, that's really different. It's pretty, but that's really different from seeing me, set to like, oh, and don't forget that this is palm down here. Nice. Yes. Nice. And then this, you're throwing it up to connect it. I mean, that's how it would happen, right? So that's one of those. So when we get to third section, we'll be going back through all of these moves and a little bit, and we can talk about them. We can talk about grasp the bird's tail. We can, like what's, I think having a sense of, even if you're not thinking about transmitting energy, having a sense of what's the point of connection. And again, coordinating the movement with your turn. Everything comes from your center body, from your middle body, always. So, I mean, the energies comes up here, but then your center body is going to direct it. It's going to direct what happens with your arms. So I don't know if that helped at all, Erlyn. It did. So what's one that you're uncertain of? Or is it just in general?
Can you go over embrace the tiger, return to the mountain? At this
Sure.
point, as I rotate over, I drop my right hand, my left hand comes down. I bring my right foot in.
Think
What-
brush knee. Think
what
brush
is it?
knee.
Pardon?
Think brush knee at that point. Oh, here, let me show you. Let's see if I can do it from, not sure what the right angle is here. Maybe I'll try doing it from here so you can see it. Okay, so as you pointed out, I'm going to shift my weight to the right. I'm going to turn. I'm going to shift my weight back, and my hands are going to separate, and this right hand's going to kind of circle up. Watch this, it's like a brush knee. This one's going to go down. This one's going to come up and swing step. Polish the table and strike.
Okay. For some reason, I wanted to let's see, I got to do this again. At this point, as I drop this hand, I'm thinking that both of these hands should be right in front of my body at some point just before I swing around. But I might be wrong.
But maybe you're forgetting to turn your body. So watch again. So we're here. They are in front of my body. They're in front of my body.
Correct.
Now, my as I shift my weight back, my upper body starts to open. Do you see that? And I let it take my left arm with it.
Right.
And then my right arm is going to come it's going to swing out and come in. It's a little tiny swing. It's a little tiny. And then you have this remember we had this at brush knee,
Right.
when our foot was in kind of, and then there you are. Polish the table, strike. It's not a brush knee. It's a different move. It's, but it's done exactly like a brush knee.
Oh, you're right. I wasn't turning my body.
Yeah, your upper body. Yes.
Yeah, because when I
Yes,
started
that
going
was it.
back, I was just kind of going like this without actually
Right.
moving my hands around.
There you go. There you
Okay.
go.
That's the part I was missing. That little.
Yeah, it's very natural when you both think that you're getting ready for a brush knee. It's not, like I say, it's not a brush knee. You're actually stepping behind somebody and having them go over your leg. But it's stylized and it's not done that way. But that's the technique is actually one where somebody's back behind you and you bring this foot in and step out. And when you have done that, they were standing right here. So now your foot is behind them. So when you polish the table, this part of your upper arm and your
Right.
body and your hip can go right over them, and they're going to go backwards.
So on your right foot, left foot is stable, and when you bring your right foot back, you're bringing it back behind your like your heel, and then stepping out.
Let me do it from here and see if what we can see. Let me see. Is this the angle we need? I'm not
Yes.
sure. I'm now so confused about. So I'm going to shift and turn. Yeah, so now you're going to see it. And then I bring this in here. It doesn't come way back here, but just think, but it needs to come all the way in here. And then you're going to step out. This is one of the reasons why it's not quite, it's not quite to the corner. Let me make sure I'm doing it. I'm just not used to doing it in that direction at all. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you answered my
Yeah.
questions.
Okay, good. Good. Good.
That little twist, I forget. Well, as I have to twist my body now. See, now my hands are right in front of me, because that's what I was missing. Now that my hands are in front of me, now I can step in and bring this toe back. And step.
Yes, that is it, Michael. That's it. And
Okay.
in general, you sometimes do shortcut your turns, or you just try to do it up here without really doing it here. And if you do it, if you actually turn your torso, I mean, or you turn whatever of your body you can, and sometimes you have to turn a different part. But
so many things to remember.
It's a thing to put in your head that, like, we try not to do what we call local moves. So in a brush knee, we don't want to do here we go. Doing brush knee now, right? Yeah, we don't want to just do it like this. Gosh, it's so hard to do it like that, or not that way. I tried not to turn my upper body. So we don't want to do it like this. It has no power. And it's just moving the arms. We want the turn, go stand in that corner and turn. And then the hands, like you say, they're right in front of your body. And then you keep turning, and there you are. And then you turn, you hesitate, you only turn back a little bit. You're still pretty turned. You've mostly moved forward. And then you really turn. As you bend that knee, you really turn. And you get a lot of power. It's like it's throwing a strike. It's like throwing a ball. Right? It's like throwing a ball.
Right.
So it's the same thing. So, and when you throw a ball, if you watch people really throw a ball, whatever the sport is, they're throwing balls, you will see this coordination between the body turning. That's how they get their power. Nice, Michael. Nice.
Just gotta step forward.
That's all right. Yeah, that's much better in that parry, block, and punch. Erlyn, how about you?
Yeah, that I'm just gonna have to practice that, because I have a tendency to not be powered in the right place, be underpowered in some places of that move, right? So
Of that move?
I think it's different. It's better now than it was a few months ago, but yeah.
In general, your position is very good, but because of that, it's very easy for me to see where it's not. So I'll try to watch when we've done these practices. I'll try to watch what you did and say, oh, check on that one. Yeah, that will help, because you do coordinate your turns very well. So and have it. Other things folks have. Anything?
Something just a little simple here in the rollback. I've been watching a lot of different people do this form, you know, different masters, and Nancy and you guys and Rita and you, and it's like there seems to be, I still don't exactly know whether rollback is like, is it here? Is it my forearm that's like,
Yes.
okay? Because sometimes I see this where it's almost like it goes like this, but then it kind of comes down. It's like like I noticed in Nancy's video, it kind of looks almost like she kind of sweeps a little bit. Did you notice that? It's like a little bit like that, like a little down bit.
There's a little down. There is a little down. So how to answer that question? So the real rollback technique is, I mean, you are getting under them, and you've got them, and I mean under. I think you're getting them back here with this part. Like you've snaked under this part of them, and then you're taking them down. Okay, so you know where you can see a bit of this is I'll try to find it for you, is Pierre, I mean JP, sorry.
Okay.
JP shows what's going on in you know, in the transition, like what happens here, and then how they escape from it. And then when they escape, like you're trying to break their arm here, and if they bend their elbow, they can get out of it. But then if you snake around like this, without another person, I can't really show you, like this, then you're back here on them, and you have the opportunity to pull them this way. If they get out of that, then you have the opportunity to get them this way. And if they get out of that, then you have the opportunity to push them. So actually, in the entire grasp the bird's tail is a escape, counter, you know, escape. It is technique, counter. You don't see the counter, but it's somebody counters you. What's your next technique? Somebody counters you. What's your next technique? What somebody counters you. That whole grasp the bird's tail is like that.
Okay.
So JP's I believe he has those. So I can look them up for you. They should be, or he has them sometimes. So I think he had that one.
Because he's got he usually calls it on YouTube. But so is the arm that's like, yeah, when you reach.
So when we go like this, I want you to also notice this. I think you've got this. This arm sits. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So we were like this, and I turn my upper body, and the right arm doesn't just rotate like this. You see the difference between this and this? See that? So this arm rotates with, so here's just a plain queen's wave, and we always talk about it. It's hard for me to just do it that way. Here's a plain queen's wave, right? I keep it flat. It's hard to do, but we don't keep it flat. You see that? Do you see? Yeah, it's more like you were pushing out, but you're not pushing out. What that does is it also tightens right here. You should be able to feel it, right? So it goes like that. like that. All right. So you want this. Then you're holding an arm here, and you have them here, and then you're coming back. Make sure you have. It's very hard to do for a long time. It took me years. Make sure you have 30% of your weight on that front foot when you get back. It's really easy for that front foot to go light. And you see how my hand's still set? And then as I turn back, this all changes here.
But you're going to 45 straight, 45, and then back.
Not actually not. I'm going, okay, so it's not quite, for me anyway, it's not a full 45, but I'm definitely off to the corner here. Then from here, my chest, is straight. It doesn't look that on this camera, but it is. It's
Okay.
It's perpendicular to the screen, right? And I'm out here. And I want to feel, I don't want to be like this. I want that arm, that elbow down, right? And I want this hand set. And it's out towards the corner. Okay. Then when I execute it, when I go back, right? When I go back, I swing these arms to the left, and they do, you see how they do appear to come down a little bit? And I do not move those arms. It's it's hard to go back. There you go. So they're here, and then it's a back and it's a turn, but the arms swing, but they do not change position. Then in here, my chest is at least to the corner. At least. It can go all the way like this. Okay? It can go as far, but just make sure you still have good body shape, right? Because you haven't changed your body shape. And that's part of it, is because you're not in an empty stance, but it almost feels like, it almost to me feels like you're in an empty stance, with one line, two sides going this way. It almost feels like that to me.
So your right arm is corner, straight.
Your right arm is out towards the corner.
Right.
And swings to the corner. Yes, the finger, yes, to the corner. But in order to have this arm to the corner, because you're so open, you probably are turned a bit more than corner. It's the only time I know of that you do. And then you have this ability to, remember, we turn in and turn back, turn out, and we've turned out away from our center. We turn back here. And remember, a long time ago, we did this. We swung and then we came back. You remember that?
Right.
Yeah. So, right. So you can turn back and swing it in. So in a sense, what you want to do is remember that feeling, even though it's so slowed down. You're going to come here, and then as if you never stopped, you're going to let the momentum of this right arm swing around as you come back. And then you're too compressed. So you come back with your body shape. I love Grasp the Bird's Tail. It's so great.
It is a nice motion, this free motion. kind of feeling, like a wave kind of feeling. Around.
It is. And again, if you turn and turn back, just try that. Try throwing your arm and letting it, throw it out and then let it come in. Turn to the right, turn back. Turn to the left, turn back. And see if you can just make that happen naturally. That's what your arms do naturally when you turn like that is what's going on in this move. It's just a then they come in. Anyway.
It's the same as like when you do a diagonal fly, it's the same motion that you bring your arm out, like, like flinging your arm out.
Well, we're not really flinging our arm out in that. And no, diagonal fly is it's an opening.
Uh-huh.
It's an opening, and it's actually diagonal flying is actually a strike, but it's a strike. The energy point is, so ward off, the energy point's up here.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's different. But this, I was just having you practice how it felt to come in for press. But when you're going into rollback, that's, as I said, if you were really doing it, you'd probably do something like this. But we don't show that. And that's probably where some of the forms, when they do these little things like this, they think they do something like this, some little flourish. If we incorporated, if you think about the meaning, right, it wouldn't quite look that way, but you would be coiling around them. And so if you make that small enough, it's going to look like this little flourish. We don't show that. We don't show that coiling. We just rotate. Okay, we don't show that, and then we come over. So it's stylized, and we should stop. This is a great conversation, but we should stop because I know everybody has things that they need to do, and I don't want to go way over time. So
how was your visit? How was your visit in Seattle?
I'll tell you in a minute. Let's end class officially. 同志们再见。